Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, so I want to start this episode with just a big thank you to fellow YouTuber OzUK616. In the last video he left a comment on the video and he mentioned that Kirby's Epic Yarn was on sale at Argos for $10.99. So as soon as I saw that comment, I went straight on the Argos website, reserved it, got in the car, drove over, grabbed myself a copy. There it is. So thank you very much, mate, for recommending that. That's absolutely spot on, that was. Because I was looking at it on Amazon and eBay and all the other shops, and there was a pretty decent deal on eBay, which was like $13.99 I think, and I thought that's not bad, I'll pay that. So when I saw your comment I was like, I'm grabbing that. So yeah, cheers for that, mate. I will go and play that game eventually. I'm just going to get the Wii set up and then I'll be playing Kirby's Epic Yarn and Mario Galaxy 2, which I can't wait for. Yeah, so absolutely awesome, so top man, thank you. Right, okay guys, so first question this week, first set of questions are from Muzz247365. Hello. Right, okay, first question. Do you have any interesting games on Kickstarter? Not really. It's not something I've ever looked into, to be honest with you, mate. I know there's like a bit of a negative side to Kickstarter because obviously it's quite prone to people ripping people off. But if it's like big people like Tim Schafer, you know, I can see the point in that, that's fair enough. But no, I've never really looked into it, to be quite honest. I don't know all that much about it. I know what it is and you know what the purpose of it is. But I've never really looked into any of the games that are being made off the back of it. It's quite an interesting idea actually, and it's something I should really look into. Because I know you can. They're like some people like to do like tiers, like a standard version, collector's edition, etc. So it's not a bad idea. So yeah, I will have to look at that. I've never looked at Kickstarter. Next question. What's your favourite local multiplayer game, i.e. Bomberman or GoldenEye? Oh, probably Mario Kart on SNES, just for the battle mode, because battle mode is just so good, and it's just hours and hours and hours of fun. The other thing I've had fun in the past was like, what was it, Medal of Honor Rising Sun, which is a pretty shitty game, but you got a single shot pistol, and if you've got a couple of friends and a lot of beer, the single shot pistol is brilliant for local multiplayer because it's hilarious when you both miss and you're trying to reload and trying not to get hit. It's just absolutely awesome. So yeah, but yeah, Mario Kart battle mode, you can't beat that. It's just absolutely brilliant. You know, fantastic game. Next question. Why did the big three developers Right, okay. Oh, okay. So basically, why did the big three, like Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, buy developers and ruin them, i.e. Rare, as in Microsoft buying Rare? That is a good question, mate. I don't understand that. I know that Rare, as a company, is not the original Rare from back in the day, because the original people have gone, and as far as I'm aware, and I don't know if any of them are left over, actually, or if it's a completely new team, but nonetheless, there's a lot of talent there, and it doesn't make any sense to me at all. Why would you buy a company like Rare with that reputation and then just make them do Connect games? It's beyond me. Yeah, I can't work that on that at all. There's no logic to that at all. I mean, if Sony were to buy somebody, they would make an effort and they would put, you know, at least I'd like to think from seeing the games that Sony put out from their studios, that they would actually back, you know, a company like Rare to go out and make an effort and make the games they want to make, not just make crap. It's a real shame, and everyone always says that, you know, Nintendo should buy Rare back, and it's a shame because they really should. Who knows, Microsoft might work it out eventually and work out that, you know, that's a great commodity they've got in that company, but I doubt it. But you never know, Phil Spencer, you know, he's pretty good and he seems to be on the right track, so we can only hope. But yeah, I wish they wouldn't do that. If you're going to buy a company like Rare, you need to have, you know, some knowledge of their history and the purpose in buying them. What's the point of just throwing money at them and then underutilising them? It's just dumb to me, that is. Bad business, but what do I know? You know, not a bloody lot. Right, next question. On the same theme, rumours that Capcom might be up for sale. Yeah, I saw this, great story. Who might buy them, and would it be bad for Capcom? If anyone does actually buy Capcom, I was actually watching Review Tech USA talking about this, and he said Nintendo should buy them, and I actually totally agree with that. I think that would make absolute sense, because you get all those fantastic Capcom properties, and as we know from the Super Nintendo, Capcom and Nintendo, good mix. So yeah, I think they should do it. I don't actually think they will. I like to hope that they are sort of getting back on track now after E3, and they're sort of making their way again. I don't know though, it's hard to say. And as far as I'm aware, I can't remember where I heard it now. I don't know if it's on Review Text video, I don't think it was, I think it was somewhere else. Apparently there's something to do with Japanese law whereby an international company can't buy, like Capcom for instance. So Microsoft wouldn't be allowed to, but Sony and Nintendo would be able to because they're Japanese companies. I think that's how it works anyway. So there's only really 2 of the companies that can actually go for it. And yeah, I think Nintendo's a logical thing. I mean, obviously you get the Resident Evil series, you can try and revitalise that because it's a bit of a tits-up system situation. But you look at the Mega Man franchise needs to come back because people want that. People want that big time, and it doesn't. Yeah. Well, everyone knows what Capcom have done with that. There's just all the Capcom franchises could be revitalised on the Wii U and be exclusive to the Wii U. That to me would personally be a great thing. That would boost Nintendo big time. But who knows? Who knows what they're thinking? Maybe no one will buy them, and Capcom will just carry on. But I don't know. But if anyone does buy them, Nintendo should buy them. I would love that. That would be fantastic. And if Konami ever comes up for sale as well, I'll buy them as well. Then I'd just be really chuffed. Right. And the last question, pork pie or Cornish pasty? Cornish pasta, all the way. I went off pork pies for a long time. I couldn't, it was a pastry, I just couldn't eat them at all. And then a few years back I started trying them again, and they're actually quite nice. So, it's the jelly, that was what it, not the pastry, the jelly, that was what it was. I don't like jelly stuff, but I don't give a shit now, I just eat it all, it's like whatever. But yeah, never been a massive fan, but they're okay. But Cornish pasties are fantastic. Who doesn't like a Cornish pasty? I mean, they're just absolutely awesome. If anyone doesn't know what a Cornish pasty is, if you don't live in the UK, just go and Google it, because they're just amazing. So thank you very much, mate. Appreciate the questions. Okay, let me see. Right, a question from Gashead, old Steve. All right, Steve. So, can you remember when you were most excited over a gaming-related release, console or game? Probably the 360. I would probably say that's the big one, because being a massive Xbox fan at the time, 360 coming out, as soon as I've said it many a time, but as soon as I heard it was coming out, I was like watching all the news, and as soon as Game sent me the email to say that they're taking pre-orders, I was down the shop next day, first person to pre-order. I was like really, really hyped for that. And it was weird, man, because I was looking at all the games and I was like, the games aren't that particularly brilliant that are coming out at launch. And then nearer to launch, Call of Duty 2 started looking really good. And then I saw the demo pod in the shop and played Call of Duty 2, and I was just like, yeah, I definitely made the right decision pre-ordering this console. It's quite funny how, like, over the years, I've gone away from the 360 and I'm more of a PS3 guy now. I absolutely adore the PS3. Much better console. But yeah, at the time, definitely the 360. I'm just trying to think if there's any others that really got me like super hyped. Thinking about it, probably the Wii U actually, because I think get pretty hyped up for that. And then got severely let down. But it's back on the rise again now, so that's good. Yeah, it's been a bit of a I hate to use the cliched roller coaster, analogy, but it has been a roller coaster with the Wii U, big time. But yeah, I'd say those two, Steve. Right, and the other question he's got for me is top 5 moments from the Rocky films. Oh mate, to be honest with you, that's a really tough question because I haven't seen any of the Rocky films for years. So I'd have to literally go back and watch them again. So I can't really comment on that at the moment, it's a bit difficult, but if I get a chance I'll watch all, is it 5 of them? Yeah, there's 5, isn't there? Because there was Rocky Balboa as well. And then when I've watched them all, I'll give you my thoughts because it's been a long time. I know number 4 is the best one. Number 4, fantastic film, love that. I thought number 5 was a really, really good comeback. I was glad with that actually. It was a really good film because when they said they were doing a new Rambo and a new Rocky, I was like, oh god. But I thought he absolutely nailed it with both of them. Excellent films. So yeah, but if I get a chance to watch them, Steve, I'll watch them and I'll put it in another video. So cheers for the questions. Sushi. I can never get your name right. Sushi Sunshine 2000 asks, what are your top 5 N64 games? If you can't put them in order, just name 5 N64 games you love playing. Yeah, I haven't played like a massive amount of the library, so I can only go by a few games. So it's, I mean, obviously GoldenEye is going to be in there because that game is fantastic. You know, single player, multiplayer, you can't beat that at all. And Diddy Kong Racing is another one. I absolutely adore that game. I actually prefer that to Mario Kart 64 because Mario Kart 64 is a really solid game. But to me, Diddy Kong is just a lot more fun to play. And I just think Mario Kart 64 isn't as good as Mario Kart on SNES as well. So yeah, so Diddy Kong Racing, GoldenEye. Oh yeah, Star Soldier as well. What is it? Not Star. Is it Star? Yeah, Star Soldier and Vanishing Earth. I think that's what it's called. That's a really cool shooter. I do like that game a lot. It's got a brilliant soundtrack as well. So those three, and two more. Yeah, I suppose you have to put Mario 64 in there. I've never really got that far in Mario 64. I'm pretty crap at it, but I really like the game a lot. I just love the way it plays, and I love the music and the level design, everything about that game. And also for the fact that when it came out, it was just so impressive. You know, it just blew my socks off at the time. And number 5, the other one, because I'm going to have to do these in no order at all, because I'll be all day trying to work out the order. Oh, Jesus Christ, Star Fox 64. Yeah, what was I thinking? Of course, yeah, so Star Fox 64, Diddy Kong Racing, Mario 64, Star Soldier Vanishing Earth, and what was the other one? Diddy Kong Racing, GoldenEye, Star Fox 64, Star Soldier Vanishing Earth, Mario 64, is that right? Hang on, Mario 64, Star Soldier, Star Fox, GoldenEye, Diddy Kong, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Christ, man, my memory's getting terrible. So yeah, those 5. Right. Next set of questions from Josh. Mario Sonic 1986, so just drop me a bottle. Josh. Question number 1. Okay, so it's in 2 parts, question number 1. So first part is, you're not a fan of digital only gaming, but what are your views with PlayStation Plus when you can download free games as long as you keep the subscription? I like the idea of that, because obviously you can download a game that you might look at and go, oh, I don't know if I really want to spend the money on a physical copy. So it's sort of like a renting the game in a way, so you can test it. So that, yeah, I can see the point in that, because if I like it, I'll go and buy the physical copy, so that's sound. But yeah, it's just obviously digital. When you're paying for it, I'm not interested at all. But if it's free, then yeah, that's cool. That might sound a little hypocritical, but it is just as renting, because I don't give a shit if it goes off my hard drive, so I'll just buy the physical copy if I like it. Second part of the question: do you think you could ever download a full game to test? Oh, okay, test it out. Since you don't like it, you don't have to buy it. There you go, same thing. So yeah, essentially, yeah, I'd download a full game to test it. If it's great, cool, I'll go and buy the physical copy. If not, I won't. Question number 2. Can you think of any incentives that developers could do to get anyone to play a digital game if it's released digital only, if it's not free? If it's free, if the game is free or not. It's hard, because I think with digital, you're either on board or you're not, and I'm not. And there isn't anything that I can personally think of that they could incentivise me to actually go and purchase a digital game. I mean, the free games, fair enough, I'll download them, test them out, cool. If it's not going to be on physical release, I would probably still download a free one just to play it, I suppose. I just begrudge paying money for digital content, because to me it's like, it's like you're just wasting your money to me. You're not getting anything for your money at all. And obviously people argue you get the game, but you don't get anything tangible, so I don't see the point in that at all. So there's nothing they can do to incentivise me personally. I think if you like digital gaming, you're already on board and you like the ease of it, and you're going to pay the money. So I don't really see that they could do anything to really incentivise anybody who's totally against it. Yeah. Next question: if you could play RPGs, which game would appeal to you the most? Probably the Zelda series, just because they look a little more easier to get into and are more adventurous. I don't like the what do you call them, turn-based ones. I don't see the point at all. I don't get that at all. I just do not understand how that's fun to play. That drives me insane. At least with Link, you can have a wander around and you can explore and everything. And while I'm not that good at doing that, because my brain doesn't really work that way, it's a lot more enjoyable. And the new Zelda for Wii U, that looks so good. I wait till we get proper gameplay and everything, but that looks really cool. That really does tempt me to just give it a try and see if I can work it out. You know, because Retro Dave was talking to me about it the other day, and he was explaining how you start off and how to go about playing one of those games. So yeah, if I was going to play any of them, it'd be Zelda. I know there's always a debate about whether it's a true RPG, but I don't got a bloody clue. To me, it's an RPG. That's the one I'd go for. Next question: have you had a gaming session that has lasted 12 hours or longer? Yeah, I did once years ago. Me and my friend decided to try and stay up all day. We got to about 22 hours, and then that was it. We were knackered. So we just started playing loads of Xbox and, you know, medal up on a multiplayer and Christ knows what else, and just drinking a lot and just trying to stay awake. So yeah, that was a cool night, man. That was when I was a lot younger and I could do it. It'd probably kill me now. Next question. Okay, do you prefer to watch movies, TV shows, and listen to music with a physical or digital media? Good question. Yeah, same thing again. I like to have physical. You know, films and TV. Like with the TV shows, it's a bit different because the majority of stuff that I watch is American. So a lot of the stuff doesn't get aired in the UK. Occasionally, the odd show might get picked up and put on TV over here. And if it does, it's on Sky, and I don't have Sky, so I can't watch it anyway. So mostly it's digital. But if it's a show that I absolutely love, like Supernatural or 24. I always buy the box set when they come out anyway afterwards and re-watch them again and just, you know, keep them for the future whenever I want to watch them. And films, yeah, absolutely physical media all the way. I don't do digital at all. I've used Netflix once, and that was just as a trial basis for a month. And the service worked great. I thought it was great. There wasn't particularly that great a selection of films on there. Same as Love Film as well. That was a little bit better if I remember rightly. I think Netflix has improved since then over here. But yeah, the streaming thing, I mean, it's nice to have it on demand, and it's nice because obviously if there's a film that you're not bothered about and you just think, oh, I'll give it a try, yeah, I can see the point in doing that. It's just like watching it on TV really. But if it's films that I actually really want to see, I know I'm going to like, I want to own them on Blu-ray, you know, or whatever format's available at the time. So yeah, I prefer physical. Next question. If it were possible, would you have a large game room full of pinball machines, arcade cabs and 10,000 games? Probably about a month ago I would have said yeah. Now, not so much. I've had a lot of time to reflect and I wouldn't actually. The arcade cabs, I only want a couple anyway. There's only like 3 cabinets that I definitely want. You know, I may add a couple more, but there's 3, you know, I've talked about it before, like Pit Fighter, Operation War, Final Fight. I'd be quite happy with just those 3 in the room. And then the games, yeah, I don't want thousands of games because I can't see the point. I'd rather be a lot more selective, and you know, I've sold a lot of stuff. You know, I've trimmed my collection right the way down because I just want to get to the point where I only buy quality and not quantity, because I just can't be bothered anymore. There's just no point. You know, I like to have the games that I actually want to play instead of just having loads of filler. So, next question. What would you do if you could design a console in 5 years' time, and what would it have? Well, in 5 years' time, bloody dog, every time. 5 years' time, you're going to be looking at probably a digital media hub, so like the Steam box or something, which is a real shame, obviously, because it's not what I want. But I mean, if we go with Nintendo, because maybe they've got, well, I'm pretty certain they've got another physical media console in their pipeline yet. They can do that at this point. Especially in the next 5 years, they could do it quite easy. So we'll go with Nintendo. And obviously all you want is something that's on par with the PS4, Xbox One graphically. I'd say don't bother with the gimmicks and everything this time. And you know, well, innovation, not gimmicks so much, but you know what I mean. Yeah, just forget all that crap. Just come out with a good solid box that, you know, produces nice graphics, has a really decent controller, because Nintendo can make great controllers. You know, like a solid normal controller. Nothing special, just play your games, just let us enjoy the games. No waggling, no touch screens, just let us play the game and enjoy it. That's all I want. And just keep banging out, you know, the fantastic Nintendo titles. You know, you don't need to overcomplicate this. I think you just, you know, keep it simple. All those great Nintendo first party games, get the third parties on board. Bob's your uncle, we're done. Yeah, in terms of the hardware, I don't know enough about hardware to be quite honest with you, mate. Most of them are PCs in a box now. And all that PC elitist bullshit goes over my head because I just do not care. You know, 1080p, 60 frames, all this other shit. Who cares about that? All I care about is the game fun to play? Does it look nice and does it immerse me? Has it got a good story? That's more important than anything else to me. You know, I don't give a shit if it's 480p or 1080p. It don't make no damn difference. Anyway, next question. Can you name any TV show that is rated very highly but you didn't like? Right, okay. Oh, bloody hell. I mentioned Breaking Bad before because I just couldn't get into that at all. I find a lot of the time actually when the shows that get really hyped in like mainstream media are never shows that I watch. You know, whether it be Breaking Bad or it be Game of Thrones or The Big Bang Theory or any of the really popular shows. I don't have any interest in. I like the shows that I like to watch are like cop shows or comedies or murder mysteries. There's a really good one that's started in America at the moment called Murder in the First, which is absolutely fantastic. I'm really enjoying that at the moment. It's got the kid out of Harry Potter who played Malfoy. It's really good. Definitely recommend watching that one if no one's seen it yet. It's excellent. Only about, I can't remember, about 3 or 4 episodes in, I think about 4. Really a good show. Yeah, other than that, there isn't really anything that I can think of that I really disliked, you know, other than Breaking Bad, and that was just, it just didn't appeal to me. It wasn't that I disliked it, I just found it kind of boring. And you know, people have said to me after the video I did the other week, well, you know, you can't really judge a show on 2 episodes. Well, I can. I watch so many episodes, I can tell literally within the first episode if I'm going to stick with a show or not, because it either clicks with me or it doesn't, and I'm not going to force myself to sit there for a whole season just to try and get into it. You know, I did that with Walking Dead. I watched the first season and I was bored shitless. That was so slow, and so I just never went back to it after that. I understand it has got better. In fact, that's probably one actually, Walking Dead. Everyone loves Walking Dead and raves about it. First season was boring as hell, took forever to get going. I just couldn't be bothered after that. And apparently it's, I don't know if it's on season 3 or 4 now, I ain't got a clue, but the next couple of seasons apparently got a lot better, because my dad watches it avidly, but for me, no, not my kind of show at all. And I'm getting a bit sick of zombies as well. Yeah, a bit boring now. It's like, come on, something different. I mean, I say that, and then I'm a big fan of True Blood, so vampires are really overdone, but I do love that show. So I suppose it's how the show's written, and yeah. Anyway, right, next question. If you could own any gaming soundtrack, what would it be? Uncharted. That would be a really great. I love that soundtrack. It really just hits you right there, man. It's just awesome. It brings back all the memories. As soon as you start Uncharted 2 in particular, and that menu screen comes on and the music, and it just gets me in the mood for playing. And it's just like, it brings back all the memories of all the other times I played it and the story and everything. And I just love that soundtrack. It's fantastic. Other than that, I mean, if you're talking like classics, you know, you're talking like Castlevania 4 or Contra 3 or Super Pro Protector as it's known in the UK. Those soundtracks are just superb, absolutely fantastic. You know, the Street Fighter 2 soundtrack, can't go wrong with that one at all. So, I mean, if I was to ever get involved in all that, it's a bit of a rabbit hole, you know, you could just be never ending. But yeah, those are some of the ones I like anyway. And the last question from Josh. When it comes to music, has there been any music that has touched you at an emotional level? Pretty much everything, Josh, to be honest with you. Most music generally does. I think if it doesn't, there isn't a lot of point in listening to music. You know, whether it be like it really like pulls at your heart, or it just makes you really happy and cheerful, or if it, you know, it lets you get the aggression out. Like if you listen to metal and you're just really pissed off and angry about it, just put some metal on and you just let it all out and rage. Just every emotion, every gamut. I mean, yeah, that's what music's for, man. It does that. Music is the most important thing in life for me, as far as I'm concerned. I couldn't go a day without music. It'd just be absolutely shit if it was. I just have to have it on all the time. And I listen to so many different styles of music and so many different artists. You know, I refuse to just pigeonhole myself into one style. Growing up, I did. You know, as a teenager, I was into hip hop and R&B, and I'd like dabbled in here and there on other different genres, but not really get that involved. In my 20s, I was a metalhead, and I was just like heavy metal, full stop, all the time. And I still argue that it's the best music that's created on earth. Nothing beats heavy metal. It's just the best. But nowadays, you know, as I've gotten older, my tastes have diversified, and I like everything. The only thing I can't listen to is drum and bass. That's it. So that's not bad, really. I think. You know, I mean, I even like country music now, and I never used to like that at all. I'm not like a massive country fan, but there are a couple of acts that I really enjoy. You know, like Pistalandies are absolutely awesome. You know, Tim McGraw, brilliant. So I mean, it depends, because a lot of country music can really get you down. But yeah, music is life, man. You know, if you ain't got music, there's no point in living, I think. Right, okay. So thank you, Josh, anyway, for the questions, mate. Have we got any more? Right, that seems to be the last one. So that was the last question then. Right, well, thank you very much to everyone who left a question. Appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. That was really good, man. Some nice questions this week. So if you do have any questions for me about anything at all, doesn't have to be gaming related, whatever you think of. Nothing too personal, obviously. But if you do have a question for me, just pop it in the comments below. And then next week I'll post a response. Every week is a new response, so just pop them in the comments. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to watch more videos from me, just click on subscribe. That'll keep you up to date with all my new videos. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you all again soon.